So this is amazing that you went for 6 years like this, and it's good how you said your body don't want to even accept the food no more.
Because doctors say that I have lost most of the enzymes to digest the food, and my body rejects all food by giving a lot of bad reaction.
That's something, ain't it? Which is a good thing, because that's something where we are breaking this paradigm shift all around the world, different people, different cultures, but there's always that person who kind of figured it out. They're saying, man, I can live directly off of energy. Like, there's a good sign down here, and I forgot the author that it said it by. It said people eat meat because they say they're going to be as strong as an ox.
People are also protein phobic.
Yeah,
there is a lot of protein.
But they said the ox eats grass. Yep, protein phobic. Don't even know what protein is. People ask me that question all the time, and I got to say, well, who told you that? You wouldn't even be using that word if somebody didn't put it into you. You don't know.
None of the strongest creature on earth even cares about protein. None of the strongest creature on earth.
That's something. And I was showing them today how, I do the resistance exercises like pull-ups, push-ups and stuff, but I stay consistent with it. And that's how the muscle grows. But somebody, like when I was making a muscle, said, well, you buff, where do you get your protein? Why do they relate this with protein again? It had nothing to do with that. It's an art and a science to it. You're focusing on it. You're breaking down the muscle. You're rebuilding it. And the muscle on the Breatharian journey, like I was saying to somebody, is used to store energy now.
Or it could be the muscle building depends upon the microbes which exist in the body.
Absolutely. So many possibilities.
Yeah.
But the old way that people was thinking, that's out the window.
Relating protein with the muscle building or weight gain as well.
Yeah.
Because there are people who eat a lot of protein, still don't gain weight. Instead, they end up with stomach issues.
At the end of the day.
Building up a lot of acidity in the body.
Right. So this is
and
awesome.
And ketones as well.
So in the ways that you can't go backwards, you might as well just say this is your life. This is your lifestyle.
And there is a lot of confusion about digestion process post-Breatharianism, because the body loses most of its enzymes to digest the food, and also certain friendly bacteria may die out post-Breatharianism.
That's something.
So there is a lot of confusion in that.
Right.
So it would be helpful if you share your opinion on Breatharianism, on digestion post-Breatharianism. Well,
we got good news. Since I'm here in India, and we had Monty G here, what they call PRANICDANCE. We actually had his doctor here. Just telling them the results they came out with, what they was checking for.
That is very raw stuff, because that is not applicable for everyone.
Well, not for everyone, but the masses that we're talking to need to hear that. So that's why it was good that they did that work, because that's a jumping board on where we're going, doing tests off of upgraded thought process, and upgraded, because even the people that's doing the testing, they're still food eaters. So you're still going to have flaws all in the work. But that was good for the simple fact that, because even myself, since I'm here in India, I'm going to go do testing, and if that's the data they have to come out with, it at least shut up 90% of humanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To say, okay, like I did a thing today dealing with human photosynthesis, and it was like years ago, humans can't do photosynthesis, but since we're getting more educated, you do it. And whether you're leading institutions now to get funding from governments and everything else is in, Mexico, South America, got all types of research. So humanity is catching up on who's doing what. Everybody just ain't got the same memo. So, like you said, dealing with knowledge being in degrees like that, some people do need, like we was over at the meditation place over here. And they're basically saying meditation is medication. But listen at this. She said, well, we got the equipment that could show people their aura, the energy, how it's flowing, but that's for people who need it. We don't need it who's already meditators. We know this.
But some people have this, everyone has this Breatharian ability, though they meditate or not meditate. It doesn't depend upon exactly on meditation. Of course, meditation helps us to reconnect with our source. But apart from meditation, there are plenty of things that we have to work on for our recalibration as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the whole package.
But the main problem is that people are a lot confused about the digestion system post Breatharianism. How will the liver produce enzymes? How will the spleen work? How does the stomach work? Will it shrink? How does the intestine actually reform themselves? Yeah. So you can share your knowledge.
I don't even know that. It ain't like I cut myself open. And then again, an enzyme, what is that? See, that there's my ignorance again. But sometimes that ignorance on that level is a good thing. You know what I mean? Like what I said, people ask me about vitamins, minerals, proteins. I never saw one.
Yeah.
They didn't either.
Yeah.
So now our organs is working on a more energetic level. We can say that energy exists.
But the body does something once a person eats to get rid of the food. Like antibodies, the enzymes are produced by the liver,
Right.
or some other organs to get rid of the food that we consume once we ingest. The body doesn't want them to be inside of us.
Right.
So,
Well, you know more than that than I do. So I can't even share that knowledge. I didn't go into that. Or was under that
so the
attack.
body's capacity to handle the food. Yeah. So the body's capacity to handle, but each person's experience is different. Could be different.
Right.
Some might have a peaceful transition. Some might have
It just go like, see,
a rough
you're using
transition.
that term enzyme and chemicals. Some people need to hear that. You know what I mean? And some people like myself, I didn't go through that. So it's like, why should I learn it now? And stuff like that. But I guess to help others. You know, if I find information, I'll give it to you.
Sure. Can share.
That's what it's all about. Everybody's sharing because everybody's coming from different avenues. We was talking about earlier about people talking about bacteria and viruses and stuff, and then we're talking about the energy and the light. Where do we find that middle ground? And there's some people who need that other aspect on a physical level as they come through the physical body to need that education compared to somebody who's coming with the energy work. But too far of extreme could be just as bad. You know what I mean? So we need it all put together because, you know, and, like we said, medical science is always changing itself. And just when we thought it was etched in stone before, it wasn't. So that shows we always update and always upgrade and always changing our perception. So even the knowledge we got on Breatharianism right now, even though it's solid, it's pretty solid right now, it's going to keep evolving and changing as we keep changing, without a shadow of a doubt. But right now it is so practical, it is for any individual. You said the key words, everybody is living on prana, the energy.
Yeah.
It's just that they're unaware, don't know how to increase it, all this other stuff. It does take a whole lifestyle change, a whole rework of yourself, a rewiring.
Also changing the belief system of the person. Changing the belief system.
Big time.
And, mainly belief system and the surroundings, how the people react.
Yeah,
also
and you
observe-
went through a deep battle.
Yeah.
And I did too. I was the only one in my world.
No, the battle continues. It doesn't end.
It doesn't end.
the
It's just on my part it just got easier. Because I know how to explain it. I'm not leaving. My changes is taking place. I'm helping a lot of people to make those changes. So everybody just kind of like, now they bring up stuff. Well, you don't know how to levitate. You know, they got to jump there now. All right.
No, but levitation, things like levitation, teleportation, bilocation is something very extraordinary. But Breatharianism is the basic thing which we
Basic.
all... Yeah, it's a very basic
I
thing
like how you said that.
which we all are bestowed with. Actually, we are all natural Breatharianism. It's not something extraordinary.
Wow.
The only thing is that we are not able to connect our intelligence with what we already have or with what we are already born with.
I love that, how you put that. And that's what it's saying. It's a minor city power.
Yeah, so Breatharianism is not as extraordinary as levitation or... It's not
Right.
at
It's
all.
not extraordinary at all. That's good how you put that. It's a minor city power.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying earlier, I kind of snapped. I was like, I'm questioning humanity now. Why can't you do it? What's going on with you where you're in so much self-denial that you don't want to connect with the forces? You know, and I came with that. It slipped, but that was the truth of the matter. It's like it reversed itself now. I'm no longer on defense. I'm on offense all the way. So that's what it's about. It's even telling myself that. What's going on with you? If you do want to act like just to think the thought. I don't even want to feel like that. You know what I mean? That dense state again, and where you just came out of. That is something. Wow. But we're doing the best we can, really trying to help people and trying to share this, so it's great that we can do this. And set these examples no matter what, even though we stand in the end, in the wind. And like you said, it don't quit, but it does die itself down. And it will quit, because right now, like I said, the Breatharian movement, living on prana, is growing big. Yeah. I can see it because I'm traveling all over the place, so I see where everybody's doing in a way.
How about in Thailand? Is it good?
Oh, all over the place. It's growing. Because as long as the external technology grows.
Because usually in countries like Philippines, people usually eat a lot of non-veg. There are lots of non-veg hotels everywhere.
Oh, just like anywhere.
But usually in Philippines, we have plenty of them.
Ah, got you. Well, it all depends on your different places on what people think they need to survive. So there is different cultural changes. But other than that, it's still coming through there. It's not going to stop. Because even in dealing with the Asian culture as a whole, they all got the memo dealing with chi, all this other stuff. So once it's explained, somebody's doing it, setting that example, it's clockwork. It all depends how you come in, who's explaining it. And there's always nature has a way of building and making somebody growing up in suppression to come out of it, to be an example for others.
Yeah.
So and we got this internet too. There's somebody in the Philippines now watching this.
Yeah.
So they said, and it was already on their mind. So we can't even be focused as just saying all the people in a certain area on that board, this is what they're doing. That's not true. Because even where I come from, if I came out where I come from, and I thought my whole world was like that, until when I made changes, I started seeing people who already had those changes
Billy
right around
Brooks
me.
already created the blueprint for the change would be
Right.
in 1980s. Yeah.
That's awesome. Already said it. This is awesome. So we all on this path. We're all growing, and this is good. That this
What
is.
about those 5 magic words? Do you believe in them?
Which ones is that?
Jot Niranjan, Omkar, Rarankar,
Oh,
Sohang, Satnam, by Billy Brooks. What do they have to do?
oh well. Let's talk about words and stuff like
Magic words, 5 magic words for to become a Breatharian and eating, especially in the McDonald's.
Oh yeah, that's somewhere else. I'm not on that kick at all, so you know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say, so I'm not even gonna answer it because that's not where we're at all. And I tell people this all the time about words. If you can't translate it or don't know what it's saying, it don't affect you.
Yeah, even nowadays in Mumbai we have a technique called switch word healing technique. Switch words. And there is a lot of other healing techniques, strange healing techniques. We don't know whether they are true or like switch word healing techniques. And apart from that, number healing technique, Grigory Gabrivoyan.
Oh yeah, there's so many out there. It all depends what avenue you come, but it all deals with energy work. You're moving energy blockages. There's many ways on how to do it.
Many ways.
Right, not no one way down the board, but the energy must be moved if you're looking for healing.
But none of the energy healing techniques have scientific evidence or scientific support.
Oh yes, they do.
They do.
We're in a good age. See, it all depends where you're looking. If you really utilize YouTube, let's say the mudras.
Yeah.
There's medical proof on this. This is an energy connection. So when I do retreats now, I actually show videos showing people what science is saying about it. Everything's been checked. Don't think it's not. See, even when we deal with the Cold War and different CIA operations and secret governments, they're working on things that we think we don't know if it's true or not. They got the money, time, and effort to deal with it.
But we don't have yet an instrument to measure the prana percentage of a person.
You don't know that. Absolutely
We don't
not.
have an instrument to measure.
Yes, we do. The reason why I say this, there was a machine.
Though
It's
we
just
have
that you
auras.
don't have it. You don't have it.
No, our country doesn't have it. Or when I Google search in Amazon, even it doesn't show up.
Okay, it may not. See, now, I'm well-traveled. Some places are more technologically ahead of others.
How?
And due to the work I do you know the type of people I draw? I'm always drawing somebody who's showing me things that just ain't in the network yet. See, I seen the internet
Okay.
back in 1988, and it didn't hit the public till 93.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I saw it is because I was in the Navy and I got a top secret clearance. So if we're talking about these things, somebody got it out there. It's just that you don't have it yet. You understand? So we can't say that because you're putting up a frequency that's blocking everything down and everything's supposed to be on your playing field like you're supposed to have it. It don't work like that.
It could be there somewhere.
Even this message I'm giving is late.
Yeah.
I got it late. It ain't like I'm in the know like that. You know what I mean? There was already in esoteric circles around it. People was laughing at me. Look at you up there suffering and you don't need to. It's already been out there. So there's people that's way ahead of us on many different levels because that's how big consciousness is. Look how big creation is. It is not all on our little consensus reality. There's people doing things out there. There's places I've been that's unimaginable. I'm just saying under my travels and who I'm meeting. Some wonderful people and they're ahead of the game. And like I said, my hands got a hold of stuff that I said, oh my gosh, and that was way back then, so it's really advanced now. Oh my gosh. This iPhone, I got the iPhone 11, and that's the best out here you can say now, but that's late. That just came to the masses at this time. You got to understand this. They just put out a neuro book that they've been working on for the last 30 years, dealing with neurology, and that book costs like $800-900. You know, it ain't for you ain't gonna get it on Google like that. But that just shows you the work they've been working on when you was learning something else.
Yeah.
Ain't even caught up. And they working on something else now. We always got to understand that, so you won't think creation is too slow for you. You have to keep up with the light. That's why this is a process. About the time you get to one location, you'll find out that people's already going to be there, and the people way ahead of the game. Yeah. That's how the arts always work. This knowledge has been around thousands of years. You think everybody just dropped it to the ground? Absolutely
Which
not.
knowledge you're talking about?
All knowledge.
All knowledge, yeah.
It ain't like it just dropped like that. Somebody hold on to it. There's gatekeepers.
Yeah, you mean to say that nothing is new under the sun.
Right, that's what we're saying. But like I said, I've just seen ahead of my time to some, but I'm late. I'm a baby. Like we said, non-eating is a minor city power. I'm sitting there scratching my head on what I got to do now. I'm a baby god. So much to do out there. But that makes it exciting again. That the universe is user-friendly, and when the student is ready, the teacher will come.
There, we can also measure the scientific proof behind the healing capacities for the switch words, for the 5 magic words, or for the
right. You can put it to the test to see that it work. You don't need the. See, when you say scientific computer, we are all scientists. Now, if you know the 5 magic words, did they work? Did you put them? You can take notes. Go do it. You got the video machine here, and then you can put out there and say, did they work or not? If they work, you can say, hey, everybody, the 5 magic words work. Don't blame it on the medical. Like, I'm waiting for them to go check it first. So the medical community, we put it out all on them. They busy. They don't want to sit up there. You go play with the 5 magic words. You got them. This is real, ain't it? Oh, man, that's what we do. If I would have sat back and waited for the medical profession and science to tell me to be a breatharian, I wouldn't have been where I'm at now. I sat up there and looked at some things and said, I could do that because I'm feeling it. I'm the scientist. This is the laboratory. Am I going to hurt myself not eating for 24 hours? I could do this. Hey, I did it. Let me try it again. Oh, it's easier. I didn't have to wait till somebody to find a video that said, you can live for 24 hours every time. You can do it. People doing that all the time. But I was already intermittent fasting.
So our own consciousness and our own belief system is our master.
Yeah. And you got your own experimental proof. I mean, this is what that boils down to. And I mean, we can make up stuff. Yeah. I make my own magic words. We having fun though, ain't we? But this is how we got to talk to ourselves, so we won't get caught up and be ignorant. You know, and then the Willie Brooks with the, you know, the burgers. I mean, he said a lot of good stuff, but that don't mean just because a teacher or somebody says something, mean that you got to take everything that they say. I can't go for that McDonald's hamburger. No, that's not. There's nobody in their right mind going to tell me that's high evolutionary vibration. So he failed on that one in my book. Everything else, I'll take that piece. No put down, but we got to call him on it. See, we're the masters right now. We're the ones rolling. This is our turn. Thanks for getting that piece of the puzzle for us, but we'll take it from here. That's where we at. That's just being real. Real with yourself, real to everything else. And then we can be more clearly on where we need to go. Man, this is something, ain't it? This is good. But this is how we put things to the test. We're the scientists. You understand? And then when they do come out with something, oh, I already knew that, or I've been on that, thank you, you helped me. Or you can even challenge it. Now, I don't see that one because I've been working with the 5 magic words.
Yeah. Did they work for you, or?
No, I was just bringing that up. No, that I don't even think I see. The only reason I'll try something if I feel I need it. So I don't feel I need something like that right now. And by looking at his condition, I don't see what the 5 magic words is doing for him. I'm just saying. So it don't catch my attention one bit. That's all I gotta say. So, as we clean up this mess, the Great Awakening Part 2.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Once again, we're gonna put all of this together and get this out here so we can help a lot of people with this. Because you've been what? You're ahead of your time right now. Even though this is a minor city power, we're just saying that to let people know. But it is a big thing right now. You're doing a great job. You came a long way.
Though there are a lot of people who are forcing me to eat all the time.
Yeah.
People around me. But unfortunately, I cannot avoid them. I need to travel with them. I need to move around with them. But people like you are always an inspiration for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had to run away from the people. They ran me off to the mountains one time.
We also get a lot of energy from people whom we meet on everyday life.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So when the energy of other people whom we meet puts us down or misleads us, then it's tough to stay on the level. It's tough to stay on track.
It's tough to stay on track.
Yeah. Our
You
mind
took
gets
another
stuck.
blow.
Because we also want to see the world which we actually want to see. Yeah, when we don't see that,
Right.
our brain waves.
And that's why this is about energy movement again. It's like you're doing spiritual kung fu. With the so-called, and I'll use the word negativities or increased stimuli because I do live a life of no problems. It's just that these little things do come, but I know how to reflect them. Get them out of the way. Bring it down without hurting the other person.
Yeah, but when people stay with us for hours together, days together, negative people.
Oh yeah, that could
it's
be
really,
something till you figure it out.
That can be very draining.
But always keep in mind that
They always talk about food, and they always try to force
I know
it.
just what you mean. That's probably why I stay on the go. But again, this was good.
They say that something is wrong with you, something is unhealthy with you, you're weak,
yeah.
you're weak. They try to create disease